How do you feel about your season and life right now?
Ooh, that's a big question right there. Huge question. Damn.
What's up, everyone? It's Chicks in the Office with Rihanna and Fran giving you that Friday energy on a Friday. We are pumped up that it's the weekend, but first, this podcast is sponsored by Proper Wild, giving you that energy you need to get through that Friday energy. It'll burst right through your streams. It's a nice, quick little shot, which is my favorite, gets right to the point. I don't need to drink this big drink filled with chemicals. Proper Wild cuts all of that out. It's clean. It gives you all day energy. Like I said, it has no added chemicals. It's vegan. It's GMO free. All the good things for you while also giving you that energy you need to get through the Friday, get through the weekend, whether it's an early morning, it's a late night, a long day. Proper Wild is here for you. And Fran, tell them about the new flavors.
Rith, I'm glad you asked. So many amazing flavors: strawberry, kiwi, apple, lemon, lime. Delicious. I need some lemon lime, I think, for the weekend. I'm almost nervous to talk about it. The Eagles play the Giants Saturday night, playoffs.
Yes.
I'm I'm very nervous, and I'm probably not going to be able to sleep all weekend I'm already nervous about it. I've been nervous for a whole week. So I'm going to need a little jolt to get me through my weekends. So thank God, Proper Wild energy shots, they're amazing.
Yeah, so go to properwild.com/Barstool. You get 30% off your first order. Make sure you guys are trying those to get the energy you need in your life. Fran, we won't ask you about tomorrow night because, like you said, you're already feeling nervous. You're scared. You told one of your friends who's a Giants fan that she couldn't come hang out with you. And that's how dedicated you are to this team.
Yeah, I haven't even really told her that. I'm just hoping it's just hoping it's kind of assumed. Yeah, I have plans to see her. But I'm watching with my dad. My grandparents are coming over. It's just not the time. My dad would actually kill me. My dad loves her, but he would be very upset.
I have been around the Mariano family while you guys are watching just like a regular season game, and really not something I want to be around.
No, it's even worse. You truly don't. I don't even necessarily want to watch around some of them. My brother can probably hear me. He's in the other room, but he's worse than my dad now. It's just it's hard to even be in the room.
Yeah, we were talking.
A lot of factors going in here.
We were talking to your brother about it the other night, and he was like, "I know this sounds crazy, but I feel like I'm starting in the game." I was like, "You know what? That is crazy.
That is crazy."
But that means you are dedicated. I'm a little homesick right now. I'm not gonna lie. I've been in Florida for too long. I got to get back. I have been here since last Thursday. It's Thursday now. I'm leaving Saturday. Yeah. My trip was shortened. And I'm not mad about it. I'm homesick right now. I don't know why.
Well, I feel like after a few days, you kind of get into that rhythm of being in the warm weather and everything. And then you kind of miss the routine of home.
Yes.
I'm not there yet.
Yeah, I don't know.
Maybe I will be in a couple days, but I'm not there yet.
No, I don't think you'll reach that point. I think you're good. But Marty's here now, which is great because I missed him dearly while I was with my family, my aunt, my uncle, my nono, my dogs, everybody in one house that I have talked about before. But now I'm in a hotel and it's quite lovely. Went to the beach today, had some ice cream that I've been dying for all week. I kept saying I was going to get some ice cream, and all week I wanted it. I finally got it today. So I'm feeling fantastic.
Good. We got a good Friday night planned. We're all going out together. It's going to be a good time.
Fran, I can't tell you the amount of people that have DM'd me being like, Fran's definitely getting engaged this Florida trip, right?
Oh,
and I'm like, God. and I honestly have stopped myself from replying to them because I'm like,
I actually saw one DM and was like, I can't even. I rarely do I occasionally peek at my DMs. I have my set people that I correspond with, and sometimes I dip into the DMs, and I did that yesterday, and I saw one and was like, And that's it for me looking at my DMs.
Yeah. And like, because I don't want to respond. I'm not going to respond and be like, no. Because that would be like so rude. But I'm also like, where like people really just like they come up with this idea and they're like, we know it for a fact. And I'm like, guys,
I appreciate how much everyone wants that for me. Like I really appreciate that. I feel that. I feel the love there. But hopefully I know before they know.
Right. I would, that's where I'm coming from, where I'm like, do you know something I don't? We already talked about this, where I was like, I better know before these people know.
That would suck if they like kind of spoiled it for you in a way.
Right,
if they, like,
right.
We're like, I bet he's doing it, and then he actually does it, but just randomly.
Yes, that's
just like
why,
a coincidence.
Like, you gotta watch out for that. These people, they can't just like, you never know. But I'm going home on Saturday, so I hope not. But yeah, we will have a great Friday night. I'm going to see my cousin Francesca, who Francesca.
I'm meeting Francesca,
and I'm going to take.
I'm meeting Francesca for the first time.
Yeah, like the Spider-Man thing. Like I'm going to have to take a picture because you guys are both Francesca M. You guys have a similar look to you. Like kind of freaks me out sometimes. But I haven't seen her in like a really long time, so that'll be very fun. And yeah, we're going to have a great weekend, and we have a great episode here. We have the newest Bachelor, Zach, who joined us today. We had a nice little interview with him, got to know him a little bit more. He mentioned the fact that everyone thinks he's boring, which I always appreciate when they come in like self-aware, knowing what people are saying. Because I can't say we didn't say that about him. Because
I mean, I think he may have been. I think he was quoting us to us.
Yes,
so.
I think he was just saying, I know you guys called me boring.
Yeah, I think so.
It was a great interview, so you can listen to that. We have the weekly watch report, which we'll get into, and we have some topics. We're going to be talking about Alec Baldwin was charged with involuntary manslaughter. Kim Kardashian has purchased Princess Diana's necklace, and people are really not loving this. And we are going to be talking, I'm sorry, I forgot about the last one. A$AP Rocky. How could I forget? A$AP Rocky.
I know. I can't believe you just forgot that.
I know. A$AP Rocky talked about Rihanna performing at the Super Bowl. But before we get into that, quickly, I want to mention, Fran talked about her dream the other night and how like influencers are like infiltrating her dream. Last night, I had a crazy dream that had, influencers, people we know, celebrities. And let me tell you, Austin Butler was in my dream and he was not fucking with us as a group at all. He didn't like any of us. He did not appreciate the comments. Even though we've been so supportive of him now, he didn't appreciate us at all. But what I do appreciate is the fact that Vanessa Hudgens is now commenting on posts about Austin Butler's voice. And
so good.
We can all just appreciate that because of the recent, him calling her friend. People thought that was endearing. We took it as like, maybe you could have said my ex-girlfriend. I don't know where I stand on it now because I do understand the point that people are making. But besides that, she's clearly enjoying the Austin Butler's voice roast session that people are having.
I get that, but I guess I just put myself in those shoes. Like, I would not want to be referred to in that way. Maybe some people would. I wouldn't. But yeah, there was an Instagram, Ryan, I'm going to guess it's R-Y. Yeah, Ryan Scott. He posted a screenshot of a Page 6 tweet on Instagram, and he wrote, the article was said, Austin Butler's Elvis accent is quote, genuine, English.
You got it. I'm telling you, got it.
Remain, quote, forever, says voice coach. And Ryan wrote, he went to the Lady Gaga School of Oscar campaign acting. And Vanessa Hudgens just commented, crying.
I love that she commented that,
Very funny.
She maybe said once that she didn't care if old people died, but listen, she's going to comment funny things about Austin Butler.
Absolutely. Oh, we do have, did you say weekly watch report?
I did say what weekly watch report.
Good. I wanted to also add
did you
that
say
I finished Prince.
Good?
I said, all right.
All right. It sounded more like I. No, you heard that, right?
I could have said that.
Let's go.
I could have said that. I don't know.
It was like, good. I've never heard you say I ever.
I'm
on top of you saying
I couldn't scream. I can't speak today.
Imagine like in our group text if Fran responded like
I
would never do that.
On top of Fran saying that, I also had to witness Fran driving the other day, which it feels crazy. Like she was speeding and everything, and I was like, whoa.
Oh, I hit the acceleration one time. We were late.
It was crazy though. I was like, oh my God, Fran, I'm in the car.
Oh man. Yeah, good times. Oh no, I wanted to say that I finished Prince Harry's book. The middle part took me a while to get through. But the last bit was good. And I'll have some more full-fledged thoughts. I'm going to have to take it probably back to TikTok where I can just ramble on and on about it. But
book talk.
Exactly. He's just a man who loves his girl and hates the tabloid press. Like that's really where it came down to. It just seemed like his parents, his father, his family, they just wouldn't stand up to the press and the tabloids and the way he wanted them to. And it just absolutely exploded. And now he has a strained relationship with everybody.
Well, yeah, I mean, after you write an entire book about your family and you do all these interviews and you can't shut up about them, I don't really think the family is going to go back to normal.
I know he said that he actually had double the amount of pages too.
Oh, shit.
And he had to cut a lot of stuff out.
Write a second book.
I know, right? Everyone's like, hey, is there a sequel? I could use a lot less of part 2. if that's what his plan is.
I saw Kelly Keegs' tweet about it where she was like, I'm sorry, I'm just not interested in the war.
Yeah, like I don't think it was interesting because I don't think I ever really realized how much time he really spent as a soldier. And hearing what he did was definitely very interesting, but it could have been like 15, 20 pages max.
Mm-hmm. Did you ever think about
on to other stuff?
Did you ever think about skipping? Like, I'm just going to skip a couple pages? Because I think that's what I would have done.
I thought about it, but the way the book is...
Did you skip a couple pages?
No, I never skip.
Really?
I never skip pages. I always battle through. Yeah, because what if you miss something?
That is a good point.
The other night, because I'm trying to do this healthy lifestyle, which I'm kind of already falling out of, I was like, you know what? I should like read before, like for some reason, I'm like that'll be like contributing to my healthiness.
That would be contributing.
So I'm like, let me read.
Better than scrolling on your phone.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. So I'm like, let me read before bed, and I like brought out a book that I brought. It's Anthony Bourdain's memoir or whatever that I had never finished like years ago, and I read like one line and put it down and went on my phone.
Wow, really tried.
No, I'm disappointed in myself. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, that's basically you just... You're not even trying at that point.
One sentence?
That's it. You not just even. Are like, I'm not even going to try it.
I was just like, I can't do this. Like, I can't.
Yeah, well, maybe you need to find a book that you're really interested in, Noah.
I just like, it's just like before bed, I don't want to think. I just want to scroll TikTok. Like, I just don't want to like have to use any ounce of energy.
Yeah, I guess I understand where that's coming from, but also like this, it's not necessarily mindless scrolling. You are absorbing.
It is. I feel like on TikTok you forget like where you are.
Oh,
like,
I don't know. The light is bad for you. So many things. That's probably why it's hard for you to fall asleep.
Yeah, no, that's what I'm thinking.
Yeah, so maybe try and give it 2 lines next time. See if you get to
maybe a whole page.
2 lines.
Maybe you can do one whole page next time. But
seriously,
let's get into the rest of the show. We're going to talk about the weekly watch report, what we watched this week. Me and Fran actually watched something together, although I think she paid more attention than I did. And the rest of the
definitely
topics.
Did. I picked up on that.
Yes, and our interview with, you'll hear my thoughts about it, and our interview with The Bachelor. So let's get into it, starting off with the weekly watch report. Welcome back to the Weekly Watch Report, where we talk about all the things we watched this week. And yes, like I said, Francesca and I watched a show together, and we never even discussed it after, really. I mean, she did out loud. And I kept all my thoughts to myself because I knew that we had this segment coming up.
Well, that was very considerate of you. Well, we were watching with multiple other people, so I feel like everyone wanted to share what they thought. Afterwards, we watched The Last of Us on HBO. New show, Pedro Pascal, Bella Ramsey. It's based on a video game, which neither of us have played.
Nope.
Noah, have you ever played the video game?
No, and I actually watched it and didn't know that it was a video game until I went online afterwards and saw everyone talking about it. I had no idea.
Yeah, so based on a video game, people were very excited about it. It had a massive premiere. I saw like it did big numbies, so people were pumped about that. It was a long hour and a half episode, but I liked it. It kept my attention. There's a lot of Rhea was doing a lot of scrolling, so I don't know if it kept her attention as much.
Yeah, so I'll get into my report. First, I'll get into that, but I just want to get the first thing out of the way. Never Have I Ever. I watched on Netflix. I watched season 1 and 2, and I would like to give it a solid A. I love that show. I think it's hilarious. My sister told me to watch it because she said that the personality of Davy and like not her actions, but like the personality and like the awkwardness of her or like things she says reminds her of me. And I was like, you know what? I crack up at Davy, so I'll take it. And I was like, and then I watched the show and I was like, this is a very funny show, just all around. Like all the characters are funny. So I'm giving that a solid A. I've watched season 1 and 2.
How many seasons are there? 3?
It's 3. Yes.
And then I think the 4th is going to be the last one.
Well, I'm halfway through season 3, but
it's a great show.
It is. I'm halfway through season 3, but I didn't want to count that yet because I just want to put that as a whole next week.
That's very fair.
Very much enjoyed that show. And then we watched The Last of Us, like you said. And as we were watching, I saw Roan's tweet where he wrote, and I could not agree with him more on this. He wrote something like, seen one zombie show, I seen them all. And I couldn't agree more with that statement. I am not a zombie girl. I've tried to watch Stranger Things so many times. Monsters, stuff like that doesn't grab me. It does. I could recognize that it was a great show with, the production value and all of that. And the acting.
Yeah.
It felt like we were in the video game, but it is not my kind of show. So I don't even feel right grading it because I just know that I don't love these kinds of shows.
Hey, you have to grade it and then feel the wrath of people being like, wow, I can't believe she gave that such a bad grade.
Well, I don't feel right grading it because I know that it's a good show, but I don't find interest in these types of shows.
Yeah, but
the grade won't be right because I know it's a good show, but I just am not interested.
I feel like we're not grading things based on
because when I
whether
watch
it's
something,
going to win an award.
No, but I watch something when I have interest in it. You guys chose that show. I was held against my will to watch that show. So
but like half the things that I watch, I have no idea what I'm going into.
Well, but the things I watch, I want to watch them.
But like just on if the scale is,
you think you would have you would have never tried to even watch that show considering everybody's talking about it?
Yep. Knowing that it's about the zombie stuff, whatever. Nope.
Okay, but
I know that I don't like those kinds of shows. Ever.
So then what would you give it?
I don't know what I would give it. That's what I'm saying. I have no idea what I would give the show because
she claims she can't grade it.
I feel like wrong.
I'm just gonna put a question mark there for you.
I feel wrong grading it. I feel like it's making sense what I'm saying, but you guys aren't picking up what I'm putting down.
I watch plenty of things that I'm like, I don't really like this. Like,
right, but when I pick something out to watch, it's because I'm going into it thinking maybe I would like this. I was with Fran, her brother, and her boyfriend, and they chose that show.
But you also watch things that you end up not liking, and then you give it a bad grade.
Yes, but yes. but I wanted to watch it.
You
know what I mean?
Matter.
I feel like I'm making sense.
I know, but there's other, like, you've watched, you say, oh, I'm gonna watch this movie.
Yeah,
I
because
heard good things about it,
but I wouldn't put on a zombie movie because I know I wouldn't grade it well.
No, the better argument is though that
but you didn't like Glass Onion.
But I went into it thinking,
and you gave it a grade.
Why, because
you gave
then
it a grade that reflected that you didn't like it.
But I went into it, I like the premise of it. I went into it thinking I like the premise of this movie.
But the better argument is that you go into
this movie
movies,
interests me.
Yeah, but Rhea, you watch movies thinking you'll like them and then you don't. So it's just the opposite of that.
Exactly.
But I watched this show and wasn't interested. I didn't
so you're just saying that you didn't pay attention. If you say you didn't pay attention, then that explains it.
I did, like, kind of, but it was more just like it didn't grab me. You know what I mean? Like, I was trying.
It's like a C-, D+.
No, but I don't want to give it that grade because I know it's a good show.
It's not a good show in your eyes.
In a second, but it's not a good show in your eyes because we all said
no. But Glass Onion, just because I'm
movie,
not.
We loved Glass Onion, and you didn't like Glass Onion. Glass Onion universally liked, but you didn't like it.
But just because. But this is like, okay, what's the show? The Walking Dead, right?
Yes.
I'm never going to watch The Walking Dead because I know I don't like that kind of stuff, right?
The only difference here is you did watch this.
Yeah, exactly. The problem is, guess what? You did sit down and watch it.
The weekly watch
you know
report.
what? I'll own it, okay? I'll own it. I'm going to give this show a C.
Perfect.
I'm going to give the show a C. Because I
doesn't do zombie shows.
I don't like zombie shows, so I'm giving the show a C. Now, if you like zombie shows, you'll probably think it was an A+. I'm sorry, guys, okay? I'm sorry. I didn't want to grade it in fear of the wrath, and that was wrong of me, and I apologize.
Yeah, you just got to be honest. If you don't fuck with zombies and you didn't like the show, you just got to say it and give it a
zombies, and I want to highlight Roan's tweet in which he said, seen one zombie, seen them all.
I enjoyed the show. I will continue watching. I thought it was very well made. And
production was great.
The Marianos love zombie shows.
They do. The Marianos love zombie shows.
We like apocalypse, disaster, outbreaks. We watch all that stuff. So this definitely had my attention. I would give this an A- for the first episode. I thought it was a good first episode. And Rhea, did you watch anything else?
Nope.
Okay,
no, that was it.
It was a slow week. I've been reading more. Like I said, I finished Terry's book. So I've been reading more in my downtime than watching TV. I watched the first 2 episodes of Breakpoint, which is the tennis show on Netflix that has like a Drive to Survive type feel. Like each episode, they're highlighting different tennis players. I give this a B. I like it. I'm watching it. I'm going to watch all of it. I find these shows to be extremely entertaining. I love Drive to Survive. And they're also going to do this with golf as well, which I'm excited about. But it's just interesting to see behind the scenes. The second episode is about Matteo Berrettini, the Italian tennis player, who is just too freaking cute. He is absolutely adorable. God love him. He's got his adorable Italian family in the episode, his grandparents. His grandpa reminded me of Nono. They're cracking jokes. These like the whole family plays tennis. It was very sweet. He is, like I said, I think he's going to be, he's a great tennis player. He did just lose in the Australian Open that's happening right now in an upset. But what we're watching is the Australian Open last year, where he did really well. And his name is becoming more and more popular. But now I think people are going to watch the show and like see his face. He's just got next big tennis heartthrob written all over him. He is absolutely adorable. But the show's a B. It's fun. It's like an easy kind of like Netflix docuseries watch. And I'm up to date on Real Housewives of Miami. which the last episode was like nothing great, kind of a filler episode. So I'll give that episode like a B-, but still good. Miami has been good, but when it ventures away from the Lisa Lenny stuff, it starts to slow down a little bit. But it's still been good. That's all I've watched this week.
That's great. I realized I'm never going to be able to watch that show now that I have made a whole fuss about it.
Were you planning on watching more of it?
No. But say Marty was like, I want to try this show.
She's gonna see everyone being like, "This is so good" for the next like 2 months, and want to start it.
No, I'm just gonna have to just
second biggest HBO premiere after House of the Dragon.
I'm seeing that, but you know what? I just have to stick to my guns.
You gotta stick to your guns. Don't do zombies.
I don't do zombies.
There were zombies in Game of Thrones.
Well, that was different.
Why?
I don't know. That's a good point, but I fucking loved Game of Thrones. Yeah. The zombies in Game of Thrones were different though, because they kind of came out of nowhere. Like
the White Walkers.
Yeah, like that was like it was different. It was just
I agree with Rhea. It is
wasn't
different.
like apocalypse vibes.
Did you ever watch I Am Legend with Will Smith?
Yes.
Great movie.
And
you never watched
I love Apocalypse.
What's the one with Jesse Eisenberg where the zombies, Emma Stone?
Zombieland,
yeah.
No. I didn't. I'm sorry.
That's a good one.
What's that movie with the zombies and Jesse Eisenberg?
They're walking on land.
Zombieland.
Listen,
all right. Now, what terrible movies did you watch this week?
No, I actually don't have any terrible movies. I didn't watch that much this week. I watched the.
Wow, you got a life? No, I'm kidding. That was just from that comment.
Yeah, I went outside this week. No, did you see the hatchet-wielding hitchhiker documentary on Netflix?
Oh, I watched that last night.
Oh.
I completely forgot. Add that to my list. I watched that. I give that a B+.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I gave it a C. I don't know if it's just because I don't know. I just didn't find it that.
Well, here's the question: Did you know about that guy? Like, do you remember when he was famous?
No, I have no idea who he is.
Okay, so then I don't think it would really excite you as much.
I just thought that the story. I don't know. I was kind of.
I found it very interesting because I remembered his video when he went viral, and I did not know any of that shit happened afterwards.
Oh, see, well, yeah, I guess that would be like more interesting, but
yeah,
I would give that a C. I rewatched a movie that came out this year, The Unbearable Weight of Massive Talent with Nicolas Cage. I already talked about this movie on the show, I think, but
hold on, you're about to bring up a movie that you've already watched before and have spoken about on this show, and you're going to talk about
I'm not on Weekly Watch Report, and I'm just being honest. This is what I watched.
Okay.
I rewatched that. That's an A. That like Nicolas Cage playing himself.
I'm glad you enjoyed it the second time around.
It's just it's a great movie. You should watch that. I feel like not a lot of people have talked about that movie.
You know, if I recall, you told Rhea and I to watch that the first time you brought it up, and we didn't watch it.
Of course.
I need to make a whole list of all the things Noah wants me to watch.
Yeah.
I watched The Last of Us too. I would give that a B+. I think I'm not a big zombie person either, but
oh my god! Wow, that whole conversation. You're saying this?
No, I'm not. But I still like. I don't know. Like if it's good, I'll enjoy it. And I think what's his name? Pedro
Pascal.
Yeah, he's a great actor. So
yeah, he is.
And that girl is from Game of Thrones. I don't know if you like. It's a good cast, and
Fran did pick up on that.
Yeah,
I feel like the whole
that was the one time Rhea paid attention. She looked up and went, "That girl looks familiar." I was like, "Yeah, Game of Thrones." She was like, "Oh yeah."
I feel like the whole like record or whatever, like second highest viewing of that is probably just because all these people who play the video game like had to go watch it.
Yeah,
all these fucking nerds.
Basically, yeah.
That's what you're trying to say. All these video game people.
All the video game people are like, oh my god, like it's shot for shot, like it's exactly the same.
Honestly, though, it did sound like a video game. Like When
It
they were
did.
driving in the car and they were like, "Go fast, drive." It sounded like Grand Theft Auto.
No,
Yeah.
it did. It was cool. I mean, I've seen the tweets of like the scene by scene comparisons, and that is pretty cool. I think video game
I
fans have been waiting for like a
I
show
just
to be
wonder,
done
like, as an
with
actor,
loyalty to the game.
do you like, is that cool for you as an actor? I feel like you're kind of just like, you have less freedom. You're just like fitting into
No,
this
well,
already. Like,
No, I think it's cool.
we watched I paid attention to this part. We watched the after, the inside filming, and one of the main actresses said that she loved the video game and was like really wanted the part, and
Yeah.
it was an honor to her to play that part.
She's right. Anything else, Noah?
I did watch Breakpoint. I watched all the first 5 episodes, and I actually really enjoyed it. Although I'll give it a B plus, but it's so annoying that the next part doesn't come out till like June. So it's like, what? Like, but
I feel like they almost did it in line with like the tennis
it's
schedule.
like, like a year behind of like what's actually.
It's a year behind, but I feel like it's also like they tried to do it like when the big tournaments are happening, if that makes sense.
Yeah, I mean, it makes sense, I guess. But the Rafa Nadal. No, the Nadal episode was really cool at the French Open, and I saw a lot of people complaining that like it wasn't following like the legends in tennis; it was following like new people. But I kind of like that.
No, that's the whole point.
Yeah.
Like you want, because like they said so many times, the legends are legends. They don't need to do a show like that.
Yeah,
and they're like, not that they're all totally done with tennis, but a lot of them are getting to an older point. And we've seen like last year, we saw these young guys win a lot of big tournaments. So I think it's more exciting to have the young people on.
Did you watch the episode about Nadal and his uncle, or you didn't get to
No,
that
I've
yet?
only watched the first 2 episodes.
Oh, because I didn't even know that storyline, but that's so crazy that basically Nadal's uncle, who coached him, but he didn't coach him anymore, started coaching a French player, and then they played each other, and his uncle was just like, I want Nadal to win, like, and wouldn't help his own player beat him. Like, and it was so weird. But
it's just some serious family loyalty, I guess.
yeah, but I liked it. I like tennis, so that's
Good
it for me.
stuff.
Yeah.
Good stuff from everybody there. All right, let's get into the topics. It has come out that Alec Baldwin was charged with involuntary manslaughter for the shooting that happened in 2021 on the set of his movie. Really insane, just situation, story, ongoing process here. I feel like people don't truly know what happened.
Yeah.
And where it went wrong and whose fault it is. It's a very hard thing to figure out, whose fault is this?
Right. And it does feel like this kind of came out of the blue, it just felt like this had died down. It's over a year later, but, the justice system works slowly sometimes, but this came out today that the Alec Baldwin and the armorer and the assistant director have all been charged with involuntary manslaughter. This is, like I just said, 1 year, more than a year after this happened.
Happened in like October 2021.
Yeah. The New Mexico's state's district attorney, Mary Carmack Altwies, and Rust Special Prosecutor Andrea Reeb have announced in a statement that Baldwin and Gutierrez-Reed, who is the armorer, Hannah Gutierrez-Reed, will be charged with 2 counts of involuntary manslaughter in the death of Helena Hudgens. The district attorney wrote, after a thorough review of the evidence and the laws of the state of New Mexico, I have determined that there is sufficient evidence to file criminal charges against Alec Baldwin and other members of the Rust film crew. On my watch, no one is above the law and everyone deserves justice. Reeb also said, if any one of these 3 people, Alec Baldwin, Hannah Gutierrez-Reed, or David Halls, had done their job, Helena Hudgens would be alive today. It's that simple. The evidence clearly shows a pattern of criminal disregard for safety on the Rust film set. In New Mexico, there is no room for film sets that don't take our state's commitment to gun safety and public safety seriously. So, of course, Alec Baldwin's attorney has addressed this as well, put out a statement that said, this decision distorts Helena Hudgens' tragic death and represents a terrible miscarriage of justice. Mr. Baldwin had no reason to believe there was a live bullet in the gun or anywhere on the movie set. He relied on the professionals with whom he worked, who assured him the gun did not have live rounds. We will fight these charges and we will win. So,
yeah, I'm not an expert, but it seems like the people who gave Alec Baldwin the gun would be at fault. There's no way that Alec Baldwin shot a gun knowingly that there were live bullets in there. Like that's it just seems insane that would be what happened. It's definitely not what happened. So I think the people who were in charge of the weapons are the ones at fault.
Yeah, this feels like a statement, like the district attorney said, no one is above the law. So I feel like if they have this evidence, they're going to charge everybody involved, and it's all going to be dealt with in the next level. I agree with you, Rhea. That would make the most sense just from a basic knowledge of how this happened. But clearly there's so much more to it, and I'm sure they have tons and tons of more details and evidence of what really went down. And that's where we're at. So of course they're going to fight this. We'll see what happens. Alec Baldwin, I'm sure, is going to continue to talk about how he did not know any of this he did not know the gun was loaded, of course. And then also with the assistant director, he has signed a plea agreement for the charge of negligent use of a deadly weapon. The terms include a suspended sentence and 6 months of probation. So I guess it's really the armorer and Alec Baldwin are being charged with involuntary manslaughter, which is a massive, massive charge. That's, it's a big deal. And I assume now it goes to court. Like I said, we are not lawyers.
No, we are not experts on this situation.
We are not experts in the criminal justice system. But that's where I guess this is headed to next. And Alec Baldwin's lawyers are going to be hard at work.
Definitely. Leading into something not so serious, but the internet seems to be taking it more serious than this, is Kim Kardashian purchasing Princess Diana's cross necklace. I don't get why Kim keeps doing these things, like why she has to have these things,
She clearly has an interest in like these things, like
right,
she's
like the Marilyn Monroe dress, now this, and
yeah.
I understand having an interest, and if you have the money and you're like, I want to buy this, I'm gonna get it, and whatever she does with it, who knows?
Page Six wrote that she paid $379,000 for Jackie Kennedy's Cartier watch in 2017. She paid $25,000 for Janet Jackson's If music video look in 2021. And she spent $65,625 on one of Michael Jackson's jackets in 2019, which she gifted to Northwest. So I just feel like she's like a collector. Like she is also obsessed with like celebrity culture, and she likes to own these things.
I mean, that is true, because there are plenty of people out there that go to like pawn shops and whatever it is to purchase something that is memorabilia of some sort. So people definitely do have an interest in that. And I think it just gets amplified when it's someone like Kim Kardashian. So I think that is also important to remember that, people just do have an interest in these things. But people will never stop getting mad at whatever she does. And this is just another one of those times.
I agree.
I also just think that like Princess Diana is a sensitive subject for people.
For sure.
So I think that's why it's a little bit amplified here, because it is Princess Diana.
Right. I agree. People online are like, oh, this is something that should be passed down in the family. But it's also like, it seems like that wasn't the case regardless. Like if it was something that was going to be passed down in the family, it would have stayed with the family and Sotheby's wouldn't have been auctioning it off. Like in my mind, this was a Sotheby's auction and it was like a whole big, I think it was like a big collection of like royal items. If that makes any sense?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, there was their annual Royal and Noble sale. And so she paid $197,453 for Princess Diana's iconic amethyst and diamond cross necklace. But it's like, if this was part of this auction that they do annually, somebody was going to buy this necklace. It just so happened to be Kim Kardashian. Like I saw reports that said people thought that this necklace was going to go for upwards of $500,000. So it's just because it was Kim that bought it, everybody freaks out. But it really, like, to me, this headline is like, rich woman buys Princess Diana's necklace.
Right. It was just going to be another rich woman who bought it at some point.
Right? Like, to me, that's what I don't know. That's what it makes sense.
Yeah, this is a little different
to
than the Marilyn Monroe dress to me, because that one was like taken out of a, museum of some sort.
And she didn't
was
buy
wearing it and she didn't buy it. This one, I can't see her wearing this.
Yeah.
I think it was probably bought for just collection purposes, but we'll see. Of course, I don't think any of this phases her at this point. Like, I think she knows she bought this for a reason, has bought other things in the past from other people, and is just collecting.
I know. Like, and I guess people were just making fun of her for buying dead celebrities' memorabilia, which you can have thoughts on people who buy dead celebrities' memorabilia. There's collectors out there who have a ton of stuff and own a lot of things from their favorite celebrities, and they spend a lot of money on it. Is it a little weird? I kind of think so. I don't think I would necessarily be doing that, but she likes it.
Would you buy something from the Jonas Brothers?
No, I don't think so. Like, I think it would just kind of creep me out a little.
Like Nick Jonas's tour jacket. One of the colorful ones.
Yeah, maybe.
When you word it like that.
Like, if it's something cool.
But what would you do with that? Hang it up on your wall? Like,
one of his guitars?
No, it's just, you're
not going to wear it.
Collector's item. You just keep it. No, if it's something that's cool that you could like turn into, I don't know, furniture, not furniture, but like hang it somewhere or something, make it decorative. But if it's like, if you're just buying something to put it like in a safe or keep it away, I don't know.
Yeah. Depends on the item.
Yeah, it does. And the price tag. Because let me tell you, I'm not spending $200,000. That's not going to happen.
What's the highest you would pay?
It depends on the item. I don't
know. The yellow jacket. Remember they all wore those jackets? What color was he? How much would you pay for that?
No.
Going once. Going twice.
See, but it's like, I got to justify dipping into my savings.
But technically, it's also, you could look at it as an investment. Like, the more time goes on, the higher it goes in value.
You could sell it to another fan.
Yeah. I don't know. If I'm entering the auction, you're probably entering at a few $1,000s and see where it goes.
Mm-hmm. That makes sense. Super Bowl is a couple weeks away and Rihanna is performing. I think that's amazing. I'm so excited. I was watching clips of Beyonce's performance at the Super Bowl, which was obviously amazing, and it made me excited for Rihanna's performance. And of course, sweet A$AP Rocky was talking about it. He said, I'm happy my lady's back. And I think we can all relate to that.
I agree. I'm so excited. I can't wait. He was also talking about, he's working on new music too. So they both like have projects coming down the pipeline. I can't wait to see Rihanna back on stage.
I'm
doing her
excited to
thing.
see what she's going to sing. Is she
What
going to
songs?
Is she
Exactly.
going to bring anybody out? She going to bring ASAP Rocky out? I mean, they don't have a song together. And ASAP Rocky, as much as I love ASAP Rocky, he's not like Super Bowl, you know?
Yeah, if I'm her, I would not, just because I feel like this is my time to shine. You know,
Right.
it's like this is my show. But yeah, I'm very excited for that, and it was a very sweet commentary. I like to see them talk about each other. It's nice, and you know their family. Rhea, you mentioned Beyonce, which made me think of the fact that she's performing in Dubai this weekend, which then made me think of Dubai, which then made me think of this Tarte influencer trip, which then made me think maybe that was the topic Rhea wanted to bring up in the intro that she forgot about.
It was
Was
not.
it? It was that was not it.
No.
The trip is certainly getting the attention I think they wanted the trip to get. No?
It is. I'm like, where does this like all of them are staying in these private villas? Where does the money come
crazy.
from? I know Tarte is a huge company, but my God, that's a lot of money.
Yeah, and business class on Emirates.
Yes, and everyone.
I would like to clarify for those. I've seen all the TikToks, and I saw Jack Max of like they're flying first class to Emirates. They're not flying first class. That's business class on Emirates, which is really, really nice.
If that's business class there, then we got to get that business class everywhere.
But first class on those Emirates flights is like upstairs. It's like the double decker planes, and it's like upstairs, and it's like full pods.
Haven't we evolved enough now to have planes just all be first class? Why can't every seat be first class?
Because the airlines would not be making any money.
Yeah, why can't they just give everyone the fast Wi-Fi?
Then they like knock down the price, right? And then it's like regular seating. I'm saying make regular seating into first class seating. Make the seats more comfortable. That's what I'm getting at. Make the seats more comfortable.
Well, you wouldn't be able to fit as many people on a flight. They
but
make less money.
they gotta be able to make these small seats a little bit more comfortable for everybody.
No, you're very right, but it does look like
what is the problem with what I'm saying here? I'm just saying in general, airplane seats are not comfortable and they need to be more comfortable.
There's nothing. I agree with what you're saying. There's nothing wrong with what you're saying. I'm saying
it's just like,
they're never going to change it because they're trying to squish as many people into economy as they can.
It's unreasonable. It's an unreasonable ask.
You could say that about like just every facet of life.
Right. I guess that's what I'm saying. Why can't everyone enjoy the good things?
Yeah.
Emirates is a nice ass airline to fly to.
Never flown it. Have you?
Yeah. When we go to Milan, we fly Emirates to Milan because it's like sometimes they do a flight that connects through Milan to Dubai instead of the full flight. That's like where they have like a middle spot, I guess, but economy. Economy flyers.
I just booked some flights on United, and I didn't realize, I don't know if I haven't done United in a while, they like the difference between like, is it called like basic economy and then like
basic economy
and then just normal economy, which I was just like, I just wanted this to be as low as possible, so I did that. But like, you get nothing. Like, I can't even pick a seat.
Yeah, they don't even let you bring a carry-on.
You can't even bring a carry-on.
Yeah, I was gonna say on JetBlue, you literally cannot bring a carry-on if you pay for this lowest seat.
It's insane.
It is insane, but no, my TikTok is full of this trip. I know a lot of people are like, where is all this money coming from? But a lot of it's just like a lot of natural discussion. I don't think anybody's talked about Tarte this much in years, so it's working.
But is it only because of Alex Earl? Like, if it was anyone else?
No, there's a bunch of people there.
There's so many influencers there.
Really?
I think that's why people are talking about it so much, is because the amount of people that are there. And you're like, oh my God, all these people are in Dubai? That's very expensive.
And a +1. They've all brought their moms.
Their moms are there. Imagine that and a +1. That's why it's like, whoa. That's a costly trip.
Does their mom have like their own room, or are they like in the same room?
The mom,
I guess
I
a
think the
suite would
moms
probably
are
have, like,
in the.
multiple
It's a
rooms.
villa. It's like
Yeah.
they
Noah, have you
each
seen
have their
the
private
videos?
villas.
They're
No.
staying in. It's insane. It's absolutely insane. So, I mean, good for them. Take advantage of it. Like, if you're asked to do something like that, you got to take it and make the most of it.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think it's funny hearing everyone freak out about all the money that's being spent. Definitely. I saw someone's TikTok that was like the fees that these girls already have for just like posting a TikTok, promoting a product is so high. Like that fee is already so high. So why not just use that money to like make this really cool trip? And then everyone is so grateful for how fucking awesome the trip is that they're going to post even more about it. And I was like, that's smart. That's smart.
It is smart.
So
marketing.
hopefully everyone is enjoying
Will you guys go if they
that
invited
content.
you?
I don't think we'd be allowed to, but
I
I
mean,
would
I
would
feel
love
like
to
you
go.
would have to go.
If we were allowed, we would go, but I don't know if that's in our
I don't think anyone's stopping you if you
our
get invited.
contracts.
I don't know about that. No, I think we might be stopped.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I mean maybe you're not getting the money, but you still go on the trip.
Oh yeah. I don't know.
No, it's like it's all the. I don't know. That's a question I couldn't answer, but
Me either.
but it is. I mean, it's hey, everybody's eyeballs are glued to what they're doing, so it's definitely working. I know I've been watching all of them.
Same. Looks like they're having a good time.
Breaking news, guys. Our friends at Manscaped are now selling beard products just in time for Valentine's Day. That's right. The leaders in men's below-the-waist grooming are once again revolutionizing the men's hygiene game with the new Beard Hedger Pro Kit. The Beard Hedger Pro Kit is the ultimate Valentine's gift because you also will be happy with this gift. It all starts with the Beard Hedger. This electric beard hair trimmer is a premium beard sculpting machine. It is a cordless trimmer. It has a rotary wheel with 20 hair cutting lengths, all with one guard. So no more messy drawers full of extra add-ons. Plus it's waterproof, so he can shave in the shower. For post-trim hygiene, the kit includes beard shampoo and conditioner, beard oil, beard balm, all great. Look, Rhea and I, we got men with facial hair. Marty's got a great beard. Joe's rocking his mustache again right now. So this is a great gift to make sure that they're keeping all that hair clean, nice. The beard oil helps with dryness, a beard balm so you can shape it all. It's really great stuff. It's a great gift. So get 20% off and free shipping with the code CHICKS at manscaped.com. That's 20% off with free shipping at manscaped.com and use code CHICKS.
All right, everyone, we are here with a very special guest. We are joined by the newest Bachelor, Zach Shallcross. His season premieres Monday night, the 23rd. We're pumped up. It's been a while since we've had any Bachelor content to consume, so we're excited. And welcome to the show, Zach.
Thank you for having me. It's an honor to be here.
Are you excited for your season to come out? Because we're all excited, but all we keep hearing is about how much you're crying this whole season.
I knew this was coming. Hey. I'm an emotional dude sometimes. I'm a guy that occasionally wears his heart on his sleeve and maybe like 1 or 2 tears. Who's counting? 3, maybe 7. I don't know. It was a lot.
Hey, you know what? At least we know you have emotions, because if you weren't crying on the show, then everyone would be like, he's fake, he's not feeling it. We know that you really got into the process then.
Completely submerged into it. It's like there's so much that goes on, like more than I could have ever even imagined, even on the previous season, to where it's like, oh, wow, I'm being tested daily. And why do I feel like this? And at every moment, there was just a new feeling you're having or a new position you're put in. And you're like, how the hell do I navigate this thing? And I'm an emotional dude sometimes. And I don't know. I can't hide it. I've got a bad, I don't know, guilty conscience or whatever you call it. Like I have
Poker
to share
face.
everything. Oh, terrible. I can't lie. I can't.
That makes for good TV.
What was the biggest misconception you had about becoming the Bachelor that you realized during filming? You were like, wow, I was so wrong about this.
Ooh, that's a good question. I I think right out of the gate, I realized you don't get any sleep. Like there's no shot of any rest really. Like sure, maybe every few days you'll get more than a couple hours. But other than that, it's like when you're on the Bachelorette side, you might have a one-on-one date, or you may or may not go on the group date. And if you're not on those days, you kind of have a little bit of downtime, um, interviews and whatnot. But on this side, there's no off day. Like the only time you have time off is to travel. And I'm a big guy, so sleeping on a plane doesn't work.
Mm-hmm.
So it kicked my ass, to be honest. Yeah.
So being tired probably made you overly emotional at times too. Like you were like, I'm just going to cry right now because I'm tired.
You know what? Like in the beginning, it was so much adrenaline because you're like, oh my God, this is insane. I'm at the mansion again. And oh my God, I'm leading a group date, or we're doing this really cool date. And so you didn't even have time to feel tired. And there comes a point where I don't know the exact moment, but maybe people can spot it, where it's just like, oh, everyone is just dead tired. And yeah, like emotions and everything just kind of spurs out of the blue when you've got a few hours of sleep for the week. So
Yeah, that's very true. I've definitely shed some tears when I've been overly tired. There's always so much discussion about who gets cast as the Bachelor, and everyone speculates and everybody roots for certain people. How did you feel, you're after Gabby and Rachel's season, how did you feel about the idea of being the Bachelor? How did they approach you with kind of taking on this role? And was it something you jumped at, or were you kind of nervous about it?
well, it was weird. So like how, the season had ended last season, and, I was approached a few weeks or so after shooting, and had some conversations with the producers, and I was like honored to even be considered. But in my mind, I was wanting to get away from everything really quick. Like I spent time with my family right after. I was like, I got to decompress. I got to get away from this whole craziness. I'm honored and thankful to be considered, but like, do I want to go through all that shit again? Like, I don't know. And after, several conversations and, some of my, good buddies being also considered, we all had this support for each other of like, if it's any of us, like I couldn't be happier. And, the process was, on and off. And I never really felt like I was going to be the Bachelor until literally I was on stage. And that's why I think all the color in my face was gone. And they asked me to remember everyone's names. And I was like, I haven't even like had the chance to take it in that I'm even here. So,
No
like,
one can blame you for the name thing.
Yeah, that was a ruthless question from Jesse. We were all like, "Oh, come on! You're gonna make him you're gonna quiz him on all the names."
And it's Jesse. He did that at his own rose ceremony when he was the Bachelor. He forgot the name. So it's like, dude, who are you to tell? But yeah, it was like it just never really settled that like I would be in this spot. So never once like was it like, oh yeah, I'm gonna be the Bachelor. Like it was like no shot. I think they spelled my name wrong or something like that. They're meant to reach out to, my buddy Avon or something. So yeah, that's how it feels.
How did your family react to you deciding to do the show, The Bachelor, being the Bachelor?
Yeah, so my mom is a big fan of the show, but I have two younger sisters who diehard fans. Like they do their wine nights, they have their brackets, their fantasy Bachelor, whatever it is. And when they found out I was on The Bachelorette, they freaked out. They thought that was the coolest thing in the world. They're so happy. They got like shirts and all that kind of stuff. Now, for The Bachelor, I think they got so used to it to where like my sisters, they used to just always see The Bachelor and be like, oh, like, what a hunk, so handsome, like watch this romance. And now that they're like, oh, it's their brother, that's the grossest thing in the world. So they're more like, leave it there. We'll watch the finale.
That makes sense. Now that you have been the Bachelor and you were also on the Bachelorette, do you maybe have some more like, I mean, not saying that you didn't, but have more compassion for Gabby and Rachel and the other past Bachelor and Bachelorettes in the position they were in? Because I feel like they always take a lot of heat, whether it's the Bachelor or Bachelorette, because people say, oh, I would have done that differently. I would have acted differently here, but you don't truly know until you're in that position. Did you feel that way during the process?
1,000%. Like you don't know what you don't know. And when you go through an experience that is completely different than being on the contestant side, like it is totally different. And like I always did feel compassion for both Gabby and Rachel, and even some of the previous leads of like, there's a lot on your plate. Like you're dating 30 plus people and you have to make tough decisions every week. When I was actually living it, you just become so overconsumed and in the moment, really, that like it's hard to think clearly and make the right decision or whatever you think the right decision is. So it makes sense. Like the viewers will be like, why the hell did someone do this? Or why the hell is this person freaking out about this? When you're in that moment, I mean, that's all that matters to you. You don't even think about the part of like, oh, this is going to be shown on TV and people are going to have an opinion. You're just kind of going through life the way it feels right to you in the moment, which most people do. But like on a show platform, it's tough. It's tough. And then no sleep.
How do you think people will react to this season? And how do you hope people will react?
That's a good question. So I think people are going to be pleasantly surprised. Because right now I'm, whatever, the boring bachelor, or no one really knows anything about me. Trust me, I've seen it all. It makes sense though, because like I was never really on the show last season. I mean, it was like, okay, a clip here and there, and it's like, oh, it was this guy Zach. Oh, he's in the top 3. Like I get it. And this time around, what's going to be, I think, just better for everyone and the show, it's focusing on the personalities of everyone included. So all the women you're going to really get to know, but also have an idea of who I am, because like to me it's like, oh, I'm just like this big tall deep voiced guy and that's it. And
Yeah.
what does he have going on? But they're going to be pleasantly surprised that it's pretty deep, everything that happens. Like it's very emotional. Like I'm an emotional guy, but like it's really focused on like really interesting romances.
Yeah, I think that's very important. I think it's important because
I agree, Rhea.
With other past seasons, people will watch the show and they're like, does this person, like you said, like this person's boring, this person has no personality. And then you see them online and you see they have this grand personality that nobody ever got to know. So I think that's exciting for you to know that people are going to see another side of you and there's more to you than what people just saw glimpses of on The Bachelorette.
Yeah. And I think, people assume like whatever, like boring or whatnot, or it's going to be not dramatic. I can say that is the complete opposite.
It looks pretty dramatic.
Well, it's like, and it's not like forced drama, which is something that I was never like a fan of. Like I'm not saying the show forces drama, but it's Bachelor Nation. It's always drama, this and that. And like I wanted to steer clear of the unnecessary, pointless drama that where you like even as fans are like scratching their head of like that was stupid. Like why is that a thing? Like it's real like life drama in a weird situation. So there's plenty of it, and I mean it's like I don't want to say like I loved it all, but it was all really important to get to the end. So they'll be surprised at the drama. Good drama.
It's very good tease you've got going. But like you said, the last time we saw you on TV was at the end of Rachel and Gabby's season and your breakup with Rachel. And such a big conversation around that was age and just the discussion of, well, how old do you have to be ready to get engaged or be married? And like, is there a limit on that? Now, looking back at that conversation, how do you feel about that breakup?
Yeah, I mean, like with age being kind of the centerfold of that, like I at that time was just like shocked. I don't know, I was just bummed out, disappointed that I was like how can anyone tell me that I'm not ready or not old enough to settle down and find that one person I want to do life with. And that's where I was really coming from. And like I now after all this time like look back on it and obviously spoken with Rachel and all this, and it was it's all figured out and we're on good terms, but like I still stand very firm in age doesn't really play a role. Now it is important in maturity at the end of the day. Like you can be the most immature 30 something year old and it just unhealthy relationships can spur from that. Like if you are okay with yourself and decide with intention that like, hey, I'm ready to settle down, and you find that person that just gives you the butterflies and you fall in love, like it doesn't have an age limit. Like I'm a firm believer on that. But often age has a significant correlation with maturity, but that's my take on it.
Yeah. Yeah. And I do think when people look at the show from a viewer standpoint, the age of the bachelor or bachelorette sometimes dictates the age of the contestants. So when you have a younger bachelor or bachelorette, you get younger contestants. And, sometimes people question the maturity of those people when they're coming in, they're 22, 21, 22, 23, coming onto the show. Did you guys deal with any of that this season?
Well, I was going to say, like, you really have to keep a keen eye on like the sincerity of it, because that's a fear of mine too, is like, sure, I know I'm like what I want, what I'm looking for, but okay, there's going to be 30 women coming here. Like how many are actually here looking for the same thing, right? The quote unquote right reasons or wrong reasons. And like, I was hyper alert to that. I felt like you'll see, like, sure, that's something that is discussed and brought to light, but it is on your mind 24/7 of like, I didn't look at it as age. It was more of like your actions and how you carried yourself, because to be honest, you can kind of see through it when you're like, oh, this person, yeah, they actually take this seriously and they're open to the idea, versus this person's just looking for clout, or this one's just took the shot and wants to make it on TV. And sometimes it's really apparent and sometimes it takes some time, but that was for sure the thing. I was like, all right, I can't have this bite me in the ass.
Yeah. As the show goes on and social media changes, I think we've seen that more and more. It's very clear throughout the seasons now. Like, people want followers, people want to get on the next Bachelor show. How do you feel about somebody, and maybe not in your season, but like somebody going on and saying, I'll gain some followers from this and it'll be good, and maybe also I'll find love, like a little bit of both?
No, absolutely. I don't think, I think there's like gray area in it. You'd be way too naive to just think, oh, you're going to just go onto this show and find love or not, and that's it. Like, everyone knows it's a TV show. It's got quite the diehard following, and it actually would be weird if you were just like, oh, I'm going to go on this show and fall in love and get married and this and that. Like, you're a weirdo. You need to have balance. Be aware of everything, like, of it. Like, I'm so bad at social media. Like, I don't know how to crop pictures well. I know I got roasted for like an old picture I posted and all this stuff. So like, I get it. Like you should be aware of it, but as long as it's not like the purpose of being there, I think that's a clear distinction. But it's like, it's fine too, like, to know that you have, people that support you online, and whether that's lots of followers or not, like, that's cool, but it's not the way to do that, of going on this show and saying all the wrong things to go far, or this and that, and leaving with just the following.
You don't want to manipulate the system. You kind of just want to go in with an open mind, be yourself, and like, whatever happens.
Yeah, exactly. Like be ready for anything, like understand like the whole situation, like what happens. Like don't be like, "Oh, I didn't think I was actually gonna." No, because it's real feelings at stake. So it's like if you're just toying all the way along, like you could be a really good bullshitter and
Mm-hmm.
fool someone, and then that hurts their feelings and hurts their heart. And what was that all for? A couple thousand followers? Like
Yeah.
that's kind of my
Yeah.
take on it.
Definitely. Well, we had also agreed that, it felt like we didn't get to know you as much this last season. So we want to do a little icebreaker round, just some basic bio questions about you and getting
Okay.
to know you. Because look, all the girls every season, and they do it every season, all the contestants get these bio write ups. And of course, you had one last season, but it doesn't like update when you become the Bachelor. So all the girls have all these bios, but we don't have them for you. So we have some questions for you. Start
Okay.
very easy. Some of them you already answered. The
Yeah.
first one is, how old are you right now?
How old am I right now? Great question.
Yes.
26.
26. Okay,
26.
Rhea, go ahead.
Yeah, these will be rapid fire. Do you have any siblings?
I have two younger sisters.
That's good because then people will be like, oh, he knows how to treat his sisters. He knows how to treat women.
Well, I was raised in a house essentially just full of women because my dad
Mhm.
was always gone. And so, yeah, there was a lot of estrogen in the house for sure.
What was your job pre-Bachelor, and did you like your job?
Yeah. So I worked in tech sales in Austin for about 3.5 years. I liked my job. Did I love it? No.
How did you like Austin? I feel like Austin was a big hotspot for people your age during that time, since I'm older than you.
I love Austin. Like I just moved there for the job and kind of on a whim. I didn't know a single person when I moved out there and fell in love with it. I mean, it's a fun young town, but it still has the city feel and it's great for work and the industry I'm in. But it's got some of the best damn food in my life. Like the barbecue,
Yeah, I
unreal.
bet.
I'm a big food dude. Like I can't stop eating. So it's like, shit, I'm going to gain so much weight here. Yeah.
Where do you
But I love
live
it.
right now?
So like splitting time between Austin and California. So with the
Okay,
show
very
coming
nice.
out, just being with the fam and doing all the press stuff out here.
Okay, so some more fun stuff. What was your favorite TV show growing up? This says a lot about a person.
My favorite TV show growing up. Oh, honestly, it was Family Guy. I had my family, my
I
uncle
was
being
gonna say, is that a
little,
connection?
there's a little bit of a connection there. And it was funny because I was never allowed to watch it as a kid. And I was like, Mom, are you kidding me? Your own brother is the voice in it. And she's like, it's so inappropriate. Like, how can they say this on TV? And I would just stay up late, watch it every night. Guilty pleasure.
That is very
That's a good
funny.
one.
Did you
Yeah.
ever get in trouble in school? If yes, what for?
Yeah. So I'm, like I said kind of earlier, that I can't hide anything. Like I have a very bad poker face. So much so that I used to rat on myself a lot. So as a kid, I don't know if you remember, there were like, I forgot the name of the tests, but they were like called AR reading points. Like you'd read a book
Mm.
and you'd go online on the test and you'd get the points and then you'd get prizes. And the prize was to go to the movies. And so I think I was in like sixth grade or fifth grade, and I really wanted to go. And I knew the Harry Potter books had a ton of points, so I had one of my friends take the test for me, and I got to go to the movie. And as I'm sitting there watching the movie, I'm like shaking inside. I'm like, I don't deserve to be here. I didn't read the book. Like I shouldn't be here. And I went home that night, and I like had tears in my eyes, and I was like, Mom, I didn't read the book. And she's like, you're ratting on yourself. Like you already saw the movie. I was like, I'm so sorry. I'll just send myself to my room now. And I did. And my parents said I was a pretty easy kid to raise. But
Yeah, very wholesome way to get in trouble.
I know that was very wholesome.
and I think there's
What?
other ones, but no.
Yeah. Okay, more into, some love life. When did you have your first girlfriend?
First like serious girlfriend was junior year of high school, actually. Like first boyfriend, girlfriend, the full blown like we're dating, that whole thing. Sure, there was like, the first grade,
Yes.
first kiss or something like that, but first girlfriend was in high school. Sweethearts,
Did
that
you
whole thing.
ever have a breakup that was like the worst breakup ever?
Yeah, kind of. Yeah. So actually the breakup I had before, about a year or so, a year and a half before I went on The Bachelorette, was my last real serious relationship. And that was in Austin. Um, it was kind of ugly. Not as in like anyone did anything bad to each other, like no one was mean or anything like that, but it was like a big emotional breakup where it was just like a lot of our lives had combined, living together, and when the breakup came, it just kind of changed everything, and
Mm.
it was really tough for some time, and working through that was tough, but then getting through it and being good for the Bachelorette was the most important thing at that time.
Yeah, definitely. It's like led you on this path. Were you ever on any of the dating apps? And if you were, what did your pictures look like? Shirtless, playing sports, fishing?
So no, God no.
Barbecue.
No. Okay, so I was on the dating apps for a little bit. I'm trying to think. I think it was like Bumble or Tinder, and it was before Hinge. But the pictures I used, I never did any shirtless pictures. Never. Um, you know, gotta have one with the dog. Gotta have one with my pup. Couple
Smart.
family ones. I don't know. I was like never big with like getting my photo taken, so I was like, I'm working with like 4 pictures here total. We'll see if this works or not. But yeah, the dating apps, I don't miss them.
Mhm.
Fair.
Yeah.
Now,
yeah.
leading into The Bachelor, when did you realize you were looking for a serious relationship, ready to settle down?
I had that feeling and me wanting to just fully settle down. Like I'm tired of the whole dating scene. A couple months before I went on The Bachelorette, actually. So when I was in the process of being nominated by my buddy who was also on the show, we talked about it, and I had gone to therapy for like about a year or so, just to like make sure that I'm all good with myself and just ready to take that next step in life. And it kind of clicked, and it was around the time that I was nominated, and I was like, yeah, like sure, it's pretty wild that it would come from a TV show. Like, could it be me? Who knows? But like, worth a shot. But it was a few months or so before The Bachelorette was like, all right, I'm over this whole like constant dating scene or just like being single. Like, I think life's a lot better shared with someone.
Yeah.
Now,
That's a great
we
outlook to
asked
have
this-
going into it.
Yeah, it is. I agree. Sorry, once again, we're not used to not being in the same room. We
Yeah.
haven't done this in a while.
Yeah, no, this is a bummer. I thought we were over the Zoom stuff.
I know. Well, I know. Unfortunately, I feel like when the time around New York, we'll get you at the end, and
Definitely.
and hopefully things are looking good for you. This is the question we always ask when we have the Bachelor, the Bachelorette on before their season, because we know there's not much you can really tell us. We have to watch, but now you're all done. It's over. You finished. How do you feel about your season and life right now?
Ooh, that's a big question right there. Huge question. Damn. Overall, right now, I am very happy. This whole experience, I didn't really know what to expect. Like I saw glimpses of it, being on The Bachelorette, but The Bachelor, this whole season went so much better than I could have ever anticipated, to be honest. Now it had a lot of ups and downs, quite a bit, but that's part of the beauty of it. And I'm like so incredibly happy that things are the way they are. I know that's so vague, and I wish I could say more.
Don't worry, we'll all really look into that.
Yeah,
We'll really analyze how you delivered that and the words you emphasized.
Right. Yes, everyone will look back and they'll double check and they'll listen to it a couple more times to make sure they really understand what you were saying. But we're very excited for your season. It's Monday night, the 23rd. We already got a little glimpse. When you were on stage and some women were introduced to you and you forgot their names, which we are not holding against you once again. That's very tough. And we blame Jesse Palmer for that. But we're very excited for your season.
Well, thank you so much. I appreciate it. It's nice meeting you too. And hopefully I can come by the office at some point.
Yeah, definitely. You'll have to come through towards the end. We always like to start and end together. You know, you're going on this journey with everyone else, but you're also really going on this journey with myself and Rhea. So thank you.
Oh, yeah.
Thank you so much. Yeah, exactly. Part of the team.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Zach. We appreciate it. And, good luck as this journey starts.
Thank you so much. Talk to you later.
All right, that wraps up today's episode of Chicks in the Office. And make sure you keep subscribing on YouTube because we are so close yet so far to bleaching Noah's hair blonde, which I know that everyone is excited about and wants to do. So I
told my dad that the other day, and he was like, he just looked so like disappointed in me.
He's like, this guy will do anything.
No, yeah, he's like, I just tell me the dates because I don't want to be around you.
You know what? That's very fair. So that is more of an incentive for people.
So that my dad doesn't want to talk to me.
So that Noah's dad abandons him because he dyed his hair blonde. So make sure you keep subscribing. We love you guys. Have an amazing, safe weekend, and we will talk to you on Monday.